Spiritism 101. We are going to continue understanding and learning about Spiritism. And with us, we have the pleasure to explain and talk to us about Spiritism, Luis Almeida, who is a MD, PhD, current a scientist at University in Baltimore City. And today we're going to go back to the previous topic that we discussed last week, which was God. As we understood by Louis' explanation based on Kardec's works, God is the supreme intelligence of the universe, first cause of all things. But now, Louis, we want to understand more about the beginning of all things. How can we understand this beginning of all things?
Well, Kardec posed this question to the superior spirits, and the superior spirits clearly say that there are limitations to what we can know here on Earth. But also they give us a hope that as we evolve, as our scientific research and our scientific inquiry evolves, we certainly will know better and will know more about how things evolved and the origin of all things. So science certainly plays a role in the evolution and in our understanding throughout our human lives.
I understand, Louis, and I think society nowadays acknowledges the role of science, and we as scientists understand that there is certainly a way to get to know more about things. But does Spiritism say that there is another possibility of acquiring knowledge other than only with science?
Yeah, it's very interesting that these superior spirits answer that from time to time, as God judges it necessary, another way for humankind to acquire knowledge is through revelation. So when the moment is right for it, superior spirits or emissaries will reincarnate on Earth and will give to us new knowledge, new directions, and new ideas. A very clear example is, for example, the books of André Luiz through Chico Xavier, who almost 50 years ago, in the 50s and 60s, he brought to us a whole new set of knowledge about spiritual cities in the spiritual worlds, and life after death, and reincarnation. So this comes through revelation, this other form of acquiring knowledge.
That's very interesting, Louis. So specifically on the elements of the universe, as we know that God created the universe in the sense that the supreme intelligence caused the beginning of everything. So what are these elements of the universe?
Yes, the spirits define the universe in three elements. God as the supreme intelligence, the origin of all things, as we saw on last block. Second element is matter, what we define as matter, what we see as matter around us, and also other structures, other organization, or other transformations of matter that we cannot perceive. For example, matter in the spiritual world, in astral cities, that we cannot perceive them with our common everyday sense. And the third element of the universe is the intelligent principle that we also call the spirit.
So, what is the exact definition that Spiritism gives us on matter?
Well, the exact definition is always very good to come to the original source, the Spirit's book by Kardec, and matter is defined on question 22. And matter is the element that surrounds the spirit and upon which the spirit exerts its action. That's a quote from the book. So it's very interesting that the superior spirits define matter as everything that's not the spirit. So the focus is the spirit, the most important element is the spirit. And what is not the spirit will be the material element, will be, as we call, matter.
It's clearer now, but it's depending on the definition of spirit, right?
Yeah.
So what is the definition of spirit?
And that's, of course, next question. So Kardec says exactly this in open quote, what is the spirit? The intelligent principle of the universe, end quote. So spirit is defined as this, as the intelligence, as the origin of the transformation, of what can impose transformation into matter, what can give matter a purpose, an intelligence as we define it. So that's also, it's very important to understand that when Kardec asked the spirit, so what is Kardec asked the superior spirit, what is a spirit? The superior spirits really couldn't answer this as we understand because we don't have the sense to understand it. It's not something that impacts us, but for them it's something very real, very palpable to them, very that they can understand. So we can only see and we can only understand the spirit as this, as the intelligent principle. So as the source of the intelligence of purpose that can act upon matter.
But Luis, how can two such different elements, matter and spirit, connect as we are here now in this physical body, knowing that we're spirits? I know some people usually say my spirit, but it's not correct because we're the spirits and actually it's my body. How can I, spirit, connect to my body?
Yes, matter suffers several transformations, and to connect the spirit with matter, there is the universal cosmic fluid, the universal cosmic principle. So that will allow a link to form between the spirit and matter, so the spirit can act upon matter.
So this forms to us, Luis, as far as I understood, that there are three major elements in the universe: God, spirit, and matter. And the spirits add another element which they name the universal cosmic principle as the means to connect spirit and matter. Understand that spirit is the intelligent principle,
yes,
and then matter the material principle. How do you feel about the impact of this information in our lives?
Well, we need to understand, for example, that we have the capacity to act upon matter around us, but as Vanessa mentioned, that we are not our body, that we are not this matter that surrounds us, that our spirit, that our intelligent principle is something besides this. It's something that is connected with that, but that's not it. We are not the body. We are a spirit that is connected to the body. So this certainly is a first implication of these ideas, that spirit itself is separated from matter, that the material principle is one thing and the spiritual principle, the spiritual intelligence is another thing, is another entity separated from matter.
Thank you very much, Luis, and this is very inspirational because it opens new doors for us to understand who we truly are as spiritual beings. And we would like to invite our webcast viewers to watch the next chapter of this Spiritism 101, when we're going to understand deeper the Spiritist view on the universe itself and the universal cosmic principle. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you very much.